Um, I don't smoke while driving, but even if I did, prove it. I don't smoke while driving, but even if I did, prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. You're going the wrong way. Yeah, but smoke with your kid day. Yeah, smoking weed in front of her is okay.
Look at her. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
Yeah, driving high is illegal. If I was high, that would be a big deal.
Driving high is illegal. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. Oh, she's all fucked up. She can't even look at the camera.
All right, I just smoked a heavy sativa, like super heavy sativa. So yeah.
You just smoked a super heavy sativa when you're trying to figure out what you're trying to do with your kid? A super heavy sativa, so now it's super extra strong weed. So you can't deny and say it was CBD.
But even if I did, prove it.
Hey, hell yeah, dude. The proof is in the pudding. Hey, Chris, you better not go live, boy. Yeah, look, it did work. Chrissy, I'm not going to lie, dude. I seen your comment. I got pissed off, so I was like, I better just go ahead and go live right away. Hey, Chibi. Molly, I couldn't smoke at a playground. Well, then you're not doing it right. Everyone knows all the coolest moms smoke dope at the playground. Okay, that's a quote from Carissa. A bit early, are we? We are. What time is it? It's 7:32 p.m. It was scheduled at what, 4? We're like 3.5 hours late. So you're gonna I think that's going to reflect on the content review here. Happy Mother's Day. Great day today. I couldn't say the same for Carissa. I actually have a picture here I wanted to show you. So just wait. It's 2:30 a.m. Tyler. Well, maybe where you're from. I'm sorry, Mr. Sacco. I'm sorry, dude. I apologize. Okay, and look. So Skelly brought up a great point. So I'm only bringing up this point from Skelly. I didn't have this idea before. Skelly was the one who brought this up. So shout out to Skelly. This was Skelly's bit. So we're going to take Skelly's bit from the Outcast Owls and present this to you. Skelly went on about saying how he knew why Carissa deleted her Mother's Day live stream. Right? Because all the cool moms go live on Mother's Day. And this is why. Let me go pull this up here. So the title of the file is camel.png. All right. You're going to see here in a sec. And all right. So I'm not sure if this was deliberate. Oh no. Look, I'm not sure if this was deliberate. she's clearly stretching out the area. I'm not sure if it was a ploy, a plan to get more donations, but that's what it seems like to me. Look at that moose knuckle. Or what? What's wrong? Is this not attractive? Look, man, look, I had people in my chat room. And they're going like saying how Carissa has a your words, a nice rack. Okay, that's what some of you said. I never said that. That was you. That was some of you. You know who you are, but you can't stand a little what do I call this? A little camel toe action. Like I'm so dude. I'm so fucking scared right now. Why'd she do that? What the fuck? To donobate. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the screen right now. We don't have to see that anymore. I'm sorry. We don't have to see that anymore. What's up, Torch? How you doing, man? How scared am I from like a 1 out of 10? I'm at like an 8. I'm at like an 8 right now. Okay, so you might have seen, and I re-uploaded this from Skelly. If you haven't noticed lately, Skelly has been re-uploading a lot of shit. Okay, he has a whole entire archive of deleted Carissa content, and this was one of them.
We always down to ride through because we the type to run up in your crib on a Sunday, 1134 TA Shallon Island, and we always down to ride through because we the type to run up in your crib on a Sunday. Fuck the gunplay. We slicing you up, Ted Bundy. You'll be begging me for mercy. Trust me. Hog tie you, play with your insides, cut you up, stitch you up with twist ties, wrap your intestine around your neck 6 times. I ain't even finished. Wait. Just when you start to asphyxiate, I'll open you up, eviscerate, and serve you up dinner plate. But since you think you ape, but you fake, I'm a gorilla because I'm just so illa, so sick, that cold and fever. And when it came to dibs, y'all just misread her. 11.
Yes, misread her. This would have definitely gotten her a record deal. 8 Mile up in this bitch. Yeah, Mr. Sacco. So on her resume is battle rapper. So we got trad wife, battle rapper, widow, recapper, YouTube star. Am I missing anything? You would neck? I wouldn't want something like this coming out of the woodworks for me. Let me go to this one part that really got me. Like, the part where she really thought she ate. So this is where she thought she ate, by the way. Check this out.
And serve you up dinner plate. But since you think you...
Look at that. Look.
But since you think...
Damn, so nonchalant, too.
But since you think you ape...
Since you think you ape? Look at that. Dude. Oh, yeah, Christian. Sorry, I left Christian out there, Molly. Thank you. Christian. She is a murderer. I just died from cringe. She did it. Okay. I don't... So hireable. Well, if you didn't know, she claims that her coworkers watches her live streams and they endorse everything that she does. I don't buy it though. Somebody said, "What's up, Kiss My Cheeks?" Somebody said it was just a plan to get people to stop contacting her job. I don't know who's even contacting her job. I would think people would brag about it online. Anyway, nice to see you, Cheeks. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, including to the women who are mothers to their pets. Right? Kiss My Cheeks over here. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, enough of that. So Carissa had 2 live streams titled Salted, and it kind of reflected on the content itself because she had to put them behind a paywall. But we don't paywall around here. I endorse piracy. Okay, so obviously I'm not gonna pay for the VOD. I'm gonna go over to Panelverse clips. Okay. Now keep in mind, Tortron, relax. I'm trying to get into the groove here. let me try to get into the groove of things. All right. She privatized 2 live streams, and they both totally reflect the fact that she's a Christian. I didn't see all of it. I seen the part where she entered the house, ignored you know who right away, walked up to her room, and started talking about Zaya's mom. Now, this is what Christians do. One of her reasonings for making fun of Zaya's mom, who has passed, is because Zaya likes what's the right word here? Because Zaya doesn't follow what God wants. He doesn't follow the scripture. And she thinks Zaya sins a lot, so she felt the need to make fun of his mom. I don't understand that take, though, because what does his mom have to do with anything? She looks like Jada's here. Dude. Yes. Okay. So she's like the modern Virgin Mary. She's super Christian. Actually, she's a baby Christian, and she's taking her baby steps, and she's still learning. Okay, she just got on the path. Anyway, let's go and check this out here.
Awful she looks. If I were her, no, I wouldn't. But like,
so we're already talking about looks. Now I'm here. Let me go ahead and turn off the comments on stage. I can't talk, but here's what I can say. If we're going to comment on looks here, I can fit a quarter in your nostril. You have the most gnarly nostrils I have ever seen, dude. I can probably fit 3/4 stacked up against each other up in there, dude. Why are they so long and narrow? It's like a slot machine. You know? it's like a slot machine. Or it's like the claw machines, you know, where you put your quarters in and you play. That's Carissa.
it makes sense that she's trash talking me. Somebody said something to me today that like honestly hit me in a way I didn't think it would hit me. And my response to it, okay, there's a lot of people that are jealous of not my life, my lifestyle. Right?
Dude, get this.
People
dude,
are very
get this
okay.
fucking angle away from me, dude. I don't want to see the nostrils anymore. You're fucking.
Somebody said something to me today that like honestly hit me in a way I didn't think it would hit me. And my
No. Tyler's hung like a roll of quarters. How convenient. Was she shoving whole pills up there? What, like boofing or whatever you want to call that? I'm surprised I even know what that is, dude. So instead, she shoves the pill up her nose. Anyway.
Response to it, okay. There's a lot of people that are jealous of not my life, my lifestyle. Right? People are very jealous of my lifestyle. Like the fact that I have a lot of family support, the fact that I'm not poverty stricken, the fact that I'm not homely, like the fact that I have self-confidence, the fact that my family loves me, like they don't like that, right? They don't like it. They are
sorry here. Last pause for a second here. Speaking about her family loving her, and she has a very loving family. Skelly played a clip earlier where it's and dude, I shit you not, it's like some of the most fucked up things I've ever heard in my life. So she starts trashing on her biological father, and then she also discussed. By the way, her biological father is a creep. Anyway, and then she brings up her biological mother, and she says, and this is somewhere along the line of a quote here, but it went something like, you know, I had a talk with her and I'm like, I don't think you're terrible, but there's some part of him rubbed off on you, and that fucked you up and didn't make you as good of a mother as you should have been. Was she not talking about Gary NorCal, or am I wrong? Or am I wrong here? Let me know, dudes. Let me know, because I could have sworn she was talking about her biological mom and basically trashing on her, saying that she could have been a better mother. I'm not sure if the parenting kind of rubbed off on her. She's Staten Island trash. Tell me about it. Bumming off your father is a lifestyle.
Are very, 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 very jealous. People feel like my life should be worse than it is. Whatever it is, right? There's a lot of jealousy. Hello, beautiful girl. There's a lot of jealousy. And I get it, right? Like, but the thing is that these people that are jealous of me, they are trying to take away the things that I worked really hard for, because they're jealous of the things that I don't deserve and that I didn't work for. I'll be the first person to admit that I don't deserve, nor have I earned, the love of my father and my daughter. I haven't earned that, nor do I deserve that, but I have it, right? Now, that doesn't, and because I have that, that's what makes people very jealous of me. And because they can't take those things from me, they want to try to take the things from me that I've actually worked for. And it's not going to work. It's never going to work. And I will also say this. You can call me a lol cow till you're blue in the face. That's not going to make, like, I'll be a lol cow. You're the one who lacks self-awareness. Like, I'll be a lol cow.
Oh,
to me, where I'm sitting, from where I'm standing, I would call a lol cow somebody who lacks self-awareness. And I don't lack self-awareness, not in the least bit. In fact, I have a lot of self-awareness.
You don't have to convince people that were true. You know,
if I was to come out here and start giving people the energy that they're looking for, they would cry.
I don't know. Like, you keep talking about that. Like, we've been waiting. I know that you were crying about me saying this, and I'm going to express it again. Since a certain somebody wants to defend Carissa and say, "Oh my God, Tyler, that's so weird." I don't care, and I'm going to say it again. Continue to cry, okay? So this is my energy. Carissa sleeps with Gary. Okay, take me to court on defamation on that. All right? That's what I firmly believe. That's my personal belief, okay? I'll say it again. Carissa sleeps with Gary. Carissa wears Patty's old clothes. Carissa parks in Patty's old parking spot. So Carissa doesn't pay bills, and she pays in a different way. Carissa and Gary aren't related by blood. So granted, they're going to think it's okay and they can get away with it. You know what I'm saying, dude? So those are my thoughts. All right. Cry about it. Go defend Carissa. Okay. But you let me know when she proves that she actually pays a bill in that house. Because until then, we know nothing's free. Chat, is anything in this life free besides the entertainment that Carissa gives us? That's free. That's free. You can't be 39. Okay, unless you're going through something in life, right? People go through stuff and they have to restart. I get that. Air's free. Air. Well, look, don't bite your tongue, because by the time I reach a certain age, they're probably going to tax the air. Okay. Just saying. Hey, Careless Kate. She doesn't get charged for a bill. She's charged another way. Air premium. So it's kind of like that movie, The Lorax. You guys remember the movie The Lorax that came out? Well, this is like over a decade ago. but they were making people pay for air. All right, we're gonna be going down that line. I might live to see it when I'm really old, dude. It's getting crazy out here. Oh, careless Kate. Anyway, she said someone turned off her electricity. Somebody turned off her electricity. Oh, by somebody, I think she means Gary Bebs. Maybe I should start the first air business and cash in. What was that guy's name who sold air in the Lorax? I don't even know why I'm like remembering this. It was a Dr. Seuss movie. I forgot his fucking name, dude. But this guy was selling air. Whatever, dude. Who cares? Okay. Like I'm gonna shut up about that. Anyway, if someone did call, it's because their dumbass showed their account number on live. Got it. Okay, so Peps, now that you mention it, so yeah, Peps, I remember you posting something about that. She posted her account number, and if somebody shut off her electricity, that's really fucked up. So it's her fault somebody did that, if they really did. 100%. Fucking idiot.
Like if I got on here and I talked about how Zaya's praying to his mom and how much she's looking out for him, but that bitch didn't even look out for him in her life. She chose drugs over him while she was alive. But somehow in death she's looking out for him? Okay. If I were to come on here on a daily basis and say that, that would be poking. That would be poking, and that would be asking for people to stalk me and harass me and follow me. But I don't. Because truthfully speaking, and honestly, the only reason why I'm saying that stuff about his mother is because of the disgusting things that he said about God. You don't get to blaspheme the Lord with no.
So I'm not going to elaborate on this anymore than right here, because you shouldn't speak on somebody's parents who you don't have. You don't know them. Like, we're very familiar with Gary. We're very familiar with your father and your mother. You let that be known. When somebody says that they're, praying to their mother who passed, and when they say that their mother's looking down on them, and you make a mockery out of that, that's not very Christian. Nor do they have anything to do with what you're stating. Just because you claim the son is sitting and quote unquote mocking God, doesn't mean that you should directly tie that to somebody's mom. All right. This is a very Christian of you. I'm just saying, dude, like, this is a very Christian. Molly, I'm not going to elaborate on this. I'm going to highlight this, actually. I'm not going to say anything. Yes, she did.
You don't get to blaspheme the Lord. I'm just trying to figure out how mama's going to look out for you when mama didn't look out when she was on this earth. She's going to look out for you in death. She didn't look out for you in life, sir. What would happen if next time somebody pulled up on me, I called them a child predator to their face? What if I called them exactly what they are to their face? A grooming child predator. They'd hit me, right? They'd probably hit me. And then I'd get what I want, because then you'd go to jail.
Okay.
So this whole narrative that I'm poking and I'm looking, that's bullshit.
You are, which is why they're taking a trip. Well, unless it gets funded for it, we're not going to make false promises here. Pebs, did you guys reach the goal? I hope you guys do. But they currently have a goal in place. And whether they reached it or not, not sure, but they said they were going down there to file, or Pebs is going to go file against Carissa for reading her CPS paperwork live on stream. You should absolutely do that, dude. 100%. So she flexed a power bill and someone called. So apparently she did. But it showed her account number. Now I don't know. It's either she's lying about this to victimize herself, or this actually happened. But she flexed the account number, and then she claims that somebody shut off her power. Somebody shut off her power on her. In some places, calling someone that is considered not only fighting words but inciting a lynch mob. I think mocking somebody's deceased mother warrants everything that comes towards you, and that's definitely poking. I think that's basically you using a shotgun close range and the barrel pointed at their chest and pulling the trigger. That's what she tried doing. So whatever happens from here, she brought upon herself, dude. So I agree with that. Absolutely. Hello, chat and friends. Hello, Meatball Head. Hello, Cruella Duville. God, these ladies hurt my feelings, dude. Some people say I'm Meat Wad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Anyway, let me go ahead and keep playing this. I'm sorry.
That's bullshit. And Snake Cakes was the one that was trying to act as if I'm the one that's asking for this type of attention. So Carolyn, if I were to start turning you into my lolcow and having people go real life on you and your family, driving by your kid's school, harassing your husband, things like that, because of all the shit that you've been doing since I stopped being your friend, would it be justified? Would it be all right? What if I come drive to New Jersey right the fuck now and stand out you're outside of your...
You don't have anybody that's willing to do that, though. There is nobody in your inner circle, aka the private Instagram chat. So, by the way, she claimed that she had to delete her Instagram chat room, her private chat for her top tier members. Okay, because she's the general. She's the general. So, and it's mainly the top paying members. They're all in Instagram group chat. She claims somebody tried snaking her, so they kicked them out. And then she said that they could still read the messages, so she had to delete it and make a new one. What are you hiding in there that would make you want to delete an entire Instagram chat room? Kaler says, okay, I just said Kaler. Kaler, is that me and Kaylee's names put together? Kaler? Kaylee said he uses a filter, so it has to be true. Kaylee would never lie. We proved that we didn't use one the last stream, and I would be willing to prove it again. All right? Since we don't use Prism. Dude, I fucking hate Prism, bro. I fucking hate Prism with a passion, dude. Since I thought initially that was the only application that would let you use my phone as a webcam. All right. It's very female oriented though. So when you go in there, it applies to filters, and I don't like that. And I remember ending the stream and we switched right over to camo. I don't know about you, Cruella, but Kaylee definitely uses filters. 100%. Like nobody's face is that smooth. She kind of looks like an alien. She doesn't even look real. I'm a skinny queen. Yo, chat, like I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm like 250. I'm like 240, 250. What's up, Freeside? What's up, man? Weird showing bills to strangers on the internet. Well, she has to prove something.
House with a fucking sign talking about how you let your son draw on your titties. I'm just asking. I'm curious to know. Don't for a second think that just because I'm trying to do and be better that I don't have it in me to tell you exactly about yourself. I have ignored these people. I give them dust. I heard this predator say that I'm on the internet worried about him while my kid's outside playing. Bitch, I'm never worried about you. I'm never worried about you. You want to know why Zaya doesn't like me? Because I don't want to suck his dick. That's why. Because for 6 months of my life, I did flirt with him and I did stroke his ego to piss off the pig that he lives with. And then I stopped. And then he realized that he's disgusting and I wouldn't shit on him if I was given money to do so. And that's why he stalks and harasses me, because I'm uninterested in him, because I look at him like the dusty bum that he is. Zaya, you are 50 years old, living in a closet with Funko Pops and sneakers, obsessing over a woman that would never give you a second look ever in life. You can call me a lolcow all you want, but you're 50 years old, living in a viewer's closet. You are a child predator. You literally sit there and wish pedophilic things to happen to children. That is the definition of a child predator. You drive by children's school. You are a groomer. You groomed a 16-year-old girl until she was 18 and then moved her in. That is the definition of a groomer. And if you think I'm fucking lying, I told a group of people who have no idea who the fuck you are that exact story. I said, hey, what would you think about a 29-year-old man sliding into the DMs of a 16-year-old, waiting for that 16-year-old to turn 18 and then moving her in? What would you call that? Survey says you're a fucking groomer. That's what everyone says. And all the people that support you simply because they don't like me, there is nothing that I can do and there's nothing that I have done that is worse than grooming a child. There's nothing that I can do or say that is worse than driving by a child's school and screaming out her name, because the truth of the matter is my kid did go to that school at that time. There is nothing that I've done that is worse than the things that you people currently support today. I'm talking about all you people that sit in Zaya's chat room, Away with Words, I don't know, Mary J, whoever the fuck. There is nothing that I've done in my 39 years of existence.
You know, Rick, okay. So she's starting to sound like a certain unstable creature from Akron, Ohio right now. So hey Rick, how are you? Rick says no one would hit on anyone for 6 months. You're not a woman nor a lady. Well, yeah, she's a creature, dude. Brewed from within a contained facility, a nuclear power plant. So close. She acts like she lives under our bed. Fucking nosy Parker. Dude, it's... Hey, yeah, hey, Rick, how you doing, man? She said that she went on a date. I'm not sure if I believe that. Maybe unless if she was going out with Gary. Again, I would like to reiterate that again. And I'm going to continue to do so. But... I heard the possibility that it might be a client from her job, a date to Starbucks. What was her order again? I forgot what the order was. I think it was 6 pumps of chai. Oh wait, do you remember her Starbucks order, man? Dude, guy, bro. Do you remember that? It was all I remember. It was 6 pumps of chai. She needs to get laid. We'll do her some good. Well, Rick, I think that she is, and I don't think it's helping much. You would have to ask Gary about that. On how his performance is. Which was the 6 pumps or the Charlie? Oh my God, Bathory! Oh my God, dude! Shut up, because I like. This takes me back. I already know what you're referring to. That takes me back to when she was talking about, and like she was making a big thing about people going to Starbucks and ordering a coffee for Charlie Kirk or something. Is that it? Because again, I'm not like politically biased. I frankly don't give a shit, but what people do with their time. I just thought it was funny how she would rant about Charlie Kirk for a good month, and then she talked about the Starbucks order movement about, can I get so and so's coffee order? Can I get so and so in the coffee? And can you make that out to Charlie Kirk, please? I mean, look, I think that's pretty sweet, but the way that she was making it out to be, man, like she was getting all worked up over it. The six pumps or the Charlie Kirk. It might be both. I think if she ordered Charlie Kirk's drink, she couldn't help but put the six pumps and chai in it. So let's go and make it both. Six pumps made with Breve. There you go.
That could ever be worse than the things that you support right now. There's nothing that I can do. So for you to sit there and say, well, we don't like you because you're a bad person. You support people that are way worse than me. You say that I'm a bad mother while supporting a mother that shoved pills down her kid's throat. I never did that. Not in my worst drug addiction. I was addicted to fentanyl and Xanax. And I wasn't pumping my kid full of drugs so that I could get high. I wouldn't even give my fucking kid melatonin, let alone prescription pills, so that I could go be fucked up. I'm sorry, but drug addiction doesn't make you abuse children. And that idea that, oh, I was just a...
Really quick to add on to that. You say drug abuse doesn't make you abuse children. I'm wondering why we watched you. Well, personally, me first, since I've been actively watching you. I don't know how long you claim that you've been clean for, but we've seen you mentally abuse you know who, like we've seen it happen. And every time we ask you what was up with that, you go, oh well, I was in active addiction. I was going through recovery at the time, so you can't use that against me. Are you implying that since you were in active addiction at the time that drug addiction made you abuse children? That's basically what you're implying. But she smokes weed. Yeah, I played the clip during the intro where she said that she would rather smoke weed in front of children than drink in front of them. And I'm like, well, neither is positive. And two wrongs don't make a right. I thought that was ridiculous. So she would go back and forth with Trisha, and they would both claim child abuse. And they would go back and forth and make really, really like retarded points. And like I said before, her point was that apparently smoking weed in front of a kid isn't as bad as drinking in front of a kid. But given that she's retarded, she didn't stop to think that both are bad. Anyway.
Drug addict in a bad way, and she's exploiting it. I'm sorry, but being a drug addict doesn't mean that doesn't give you a pass for shoving pills down your kid's throat. It doesn't. And Peps proved that she doesn't give a fuck or a shit about her child because she's brought her child to stalk and harass me. What if I turned around and I started doing the things to Pebs that her and Zaya do to my child? What if I started victimizing Peb's child the way that they victimized my child? Oh, wait, Zaya already victimizes Peb's child all on his own, so I don't have to do it. Like, you let someone who doesn't even claim you victimize your son. Yes, they love her. They love her. She can do no wrong. She can do no wrong, but I'm the worst person in the world. Meanwhile, yes, I was a person who did terrible things. I was a person who was drug addicted. I turned my entire life around, and I try really hard to be a better person today. I don't go out of my way to try to cause disruption in people's lives, but you do. And I hate to break it to you, Pebs, Away with Words, Mary J. My job does not give a fuck or a shit about what I do when I'm at home in my bedroom. They don't care. Pebs, they don't care that you shove pills down your kid's throat. They don't care. Because if you want to keep on bringing up the paperwork, we could bring it up. You didn't protect your child. That's not our responsibility. I'm not gonna protect your kid more than you protect your kid. It's not my job. You failed at doing that, not me. You left case-sensitive paperwork at somebody's house. That's your fault. That paperwork was not gotten illegally. Pebs willingly gave that paperwork over, meaning nothing illegal.
Nope. It doesn't matter who she gave it to. The fact is, you got your hands on it, and it wasn't meant to go to you. What? Oh, she gave it to so and so, and then I managed to have it dropped to my lap. It's not my fault. I read it live on stream. It's not my fault. Like, dude, you knew it, dude. Unless we already know this, by the way. Unless you were like severely retarded, you know that reading somebody's CPS paperwork live on stream without being given permission is illegal. She's sick in the head? Yeah. Well, she left it. Look, she left her paperwork somewhere, and and then apparently she gave it to somebody, and then it got dropped in my lap. It's not my fault. I read it live on stream. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Shut up. If she really thought Blank was victimized, it's all her fault for exposing her to the internet, which they actively do. Just like how we all remember the time where I think it was 11 p.m. her time. We only know this because of Krista, by the way, but it was 11 p.m. her time, and she walked into the bedroom and screamed at them and embarrassed them on stream to help drive a point that they were a good mom. Okay? I don't know about you guys, but my mother didn't shove a camera into my bedroom and yell at me on stream, okay? And tell me to get my fucking ass to bed and make me cry on stream. That's abuse. That's abuse. That happened too. That absolutely happened too. Put out the whole information by putting on her screen. She did. I had a sheltered childhood. Look, I had a sheltered childhood because my mom didn't embarrass me on stream, I guess. Nah, man. Nah, I mean, look. I don't know about you. They probably didn't have live streams in your time, all right? But I would know how to go about that because like the point still was, Dan, the light, fuck, bro. God damn it. You're gonna make me cry, bro. Anyway.
Comes from it. No one stole that paperwork. No one did anything nefarious to get that paperwork. She willingly gave that paperwork over. And she's recorded saying so. She's trying to change the story now and saying that she left the paperwork at Granny's, but in the beginning she gave Granny the paperwork. She gave it to her for safekeeping and to make copies or whatever she said it was.
Well, then how did you get your hands on it? If it wasn't specifically going to you, it doesn't matter if she gave the paperwork to somebody on the internet that she trusted. She's allowed to do that. She's allowed to. What was illegal was this person, or however the fuck Carissa got her hands on the paperwork. I would assume Pebs handed it to somebody that they trusted. Maybe something went wrong, and then this person sent the paperwork over to Carissa. The bottom line is, you two both did something really illegal. Oh wait, this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. I don't know how you can justify it. It doesn't matter if it was posted, even posted somewhere publicly. You still read it live on stream. It wasn't supposed to be in your possession, dude. Good luck in court. I hope Pebs and Zaya, whoever managed to raise the funds to go down to New York, and I hope that you do try to do something about it. Like if they stay at if they stay at New York Dad's place, I hope they stay there. And here's what I will say. I want you to contact the police and send them to New York Dad's house. So they can file a report on you. I hope you do. I hope you do make a mistake like that. You're going to go to jail, man. You're going to go to jail. You can't help but keep breaking the law. All right? You love to break the law. Similar to Mark Senecal, dude. You just can't stay out of the system. Guess who's back in the system? Mark Seneca. Guess who else is going to be put back in the system? Carissa. So, dude, these people are just so fucked up. They can't stay out of trouble. Their lives are ruined. All right. What more can anybody do on the internet besides, what they've been doing to themselves? They have been felted beyond belief. All right. Anyway.
Because they were friends. There isn't a law enforcement agent nor a district attorney that has told that pigly bitch that she needs to come to New York to file a complaint.
It's going to happen.
You believe that she's going to get me arrested? I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. I genuinely do. But I welcome it. I fucking welcome it. In fact, why doesn't the pig come to my house? Why doesn't she step on my property and talk all that shit to my face? Why doesn't she talk about how she's going to bring brass knuckles and all that other stuff right to my face?
Okay, yeah, well, here's the thing, though. Knowing you and how you're a cop caller, again, you're going to try to victimize yourself. You're going to say that somebody came up to your house with brass knuckles and threatened your life, or is actively trying to stalk you. And look, this is more proof of you trying to get that to happen. And I'm glad that all of this is being archived. So if you tried to use that against Peps or anybody else, this is here. In fear for your life, by the way.
See, I know the laws in New York. I've lived here my whole life. But the difference between me and that pig is she has nothing to lose. Nothing. She has nothing to lose. I, on the other hand, have everything to lose because I'm not content to be a fucking loser for the rest of my life. I'm simply not. I'm simply not. You went from being a loser bitch, fucking a loser.
And there seems to be something very I'm not sure what it is when it comes to these fuck ups online. But they all seem to be leeching off of somebody else. All right. I don't even have to say the names. You already know who I'm thinking of. If you've been around for as long as I have, you already know who I'm thinking of the people who leech off of others and judge other people for doing the same thing. It's a cycle, dude.
Place to live, and now you're exploiting and manipulating a decrepit, dying woman. You're not setting a good example across the board. But I want to make something clear as fucking crystal. I don't poke at these fucking people.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? She was tripping over Rick. She thought he was gonna come at her for some reason. By the way, welcome. I know you're not the real Deacon. Fuck Deacon, by the way. I remember that old guy, dude. Fuck that guy. I'm just saying. I think everybody can agree it's fuck Deacon till the end. So welcome Deacon's batshit crazy brain. Look, I know Rick has a tendency of saying that he's going to end up showing up and doing something if Carissa keeps running her mouth. The thing is, knowing the thing that Rick has been through that no other father should be going through, right? That no father should live to do, and the fact that she feels confident now to start poking at him in a time like this just proves that she's a pussy. She went all this time crying over Rick, threatening to file police reports, claiming that she was in fear of her life because a man was stalking her on the internet or wanted to show up and potentially harm her family, none of which Rick has stated that he was going to do. it's just people's mouths that tend to get them in trouble. But the fact that you sat there this whole entire time and you were claiming fear, and now when somebody's going through something, not only do you mock it, which you did mock it, you mocked it when you sent $50 to that thing that was no longer had use anymore, right? You did that live on stream. You were mocking him. You don't mock a grieving father. I would say you're very fortunate that nothing was done to you. Seriously. Guys, she's crazy. Need I say more? Anyway. No, I didn't have the opportunity to really know the extent of Deacon. I didn't really pay attention to him. I know that he was around during he would appear on some live stream. All I knew was the guy was a creep. That's all I knew. So I shouldn't really speak on that if I don't really know too much about the guy. He was a fucking asshole, dude. That's all I know. He was kind of an asshole. I'm the real Deacon brain. Anyway, what's up, Freeside? How you doing? I think I already said hi twice. What's up, Freeside again? So that's 4 times. What's up, Freeside? A lot of people don't like you, bro. I don't know why people don't like you, Freeside. I like you. People here in chat like you. Katie doesn't like you, and she thinks that you're like the devil reincarnated. I tried defending you when she was up here one time, but she wasn't having it. What did you do to the lady, dude? What did? Come on, man. Dude, Katie's straight up tripping over you. Deacon is a diddler and a cornball, brother. He's a straight up Uncle Tom. Yo, Deacon. Why do you look like that? Look.
I really, truly fucking don't. I could, I should, but I fucking don't. I could come on here and I could do a fucking 3, 4, 8, 10-hour live talking about how Zaya's mom died addicted to drugs, not giving a fuck about him, and how Pebs' dad runs fucking meth labs all throughout the state of Florida. And everything I just said is a fact. I don't have to make none of that up. Zaya's mom chose drugs over him, which is why he hates women, and then he choked his grandma out like the bitch that he is. And Peb's dad got arrested more than 3 times for running meth labs. But I don't give a fuck about you to do that. I just don't. I don't. This is all the fuck you will get from me. That's it. But it's a fact. Everything I just said is a fact. Certified. Fact. Never forget. You know what? There's clips of Pebs talking about how her dad Pebs went on Zaya's panel and told Zaya's panel that her dad, first she said her mom sold her for drugs to her dad. And then she said that her dad made her shower in front of weird men along with her brothers in front of the house. Yeah, I'm definitely not lying. Definitely mugshots, definitely newspaper articles. Homeboy was definitely out here getting
I don't know what I'm doing wrong in life to not wait, hon. By the way, somebody screen cap this, by the way. I really like this. I can't do it right now. I'll just go back and do it later. It's pretty good. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong in life. It seems like all these people have charges on a lengthy criminal record. I think I got a lot of catching up to do. Shirley, you told us how you're Jesus Christ, Chris, relax, man. Chris, you look, you got to ease into it. You can't just come straight out the gate saying that. What is up? Joel, you told us how your sister molested you. Well, unfortunately, Chris is right. I'm not just saying that because I don't like her. She did say that, and she told the story too, which seemed questionable. I'm not quite sure if I believe that story to begin with. Chris doesn't know how to relax, neither do I. So. Neither do I. Jesus Christ, dude. Then again, if I say the stuff that, you know, her and Gary have been doing, I guess it's no different than what you said, huh?
Whole meth labs at least 3 times. Her and her brother and her dad. Oh, and guess what, Pebs? I still have the group chat where you lied about having cancer.
What?
Since, you know, you like to have people all up and through my group chats and DMs, I still have the whole group chat. You want to see?
Yeah.
You guys want to see?
Yeah.
Do you really want me to get petty?
Yeah.
Do you really want me to get in my bag like that?
Yeah.
Because I can.
Do it.
I can get like you. Should I be like you? Poppy Tender, where was that energy when people were recapping my court case that involved my minor child? Where was that energy when people were recapping and filming the court with my child there and you were all supporting?
That's not illegal. I remember it being public. That's not illegal. It was on public record. What you did was illegal, and it wasn't on public record for you to go over. No, but like Pebs didn't come to your DM and say, "Hey, hello there, Carissa. I would like to give you my CPS paperwork to read live on your stream. Thank you." No, dude. It was handed down to you.
That. Where was that energy then?
Speaking of energy, so Dragonflies. I'm not going to talk bad on you too much because you did end up seeing the light. But Dragonflies, where was your energy when Carissa was quote unquote abusing a child? Right? Because I think I have your message saved somewhere, and I think we're going to read it. But you went on about how Carissa abuses her child. That's what you said. I didn't even say that yet, but you said that. I kind of alluded to it. But are you saying that you were just a bystander, that you stood by and didn't do anything about it? Because I remember you would make a lot of excuses for her. You would ban people out of her chat who barely mentioned anything about her terrible behavior. And I think unless you come out and say that you were brainwashed, and again, I don't know how you can be brainwashed by Carissa, but unless you come out and say, I'm an idiot, I was brainwashed, then I don't really accept your message as something in good faith personally. You know, because like I don't think you're a terrible person. I don't even know you. I just know you as a chatter, you know. But after reading your message the other day about, you know, you calling out Carissa on the bad behavior that everybody else has been doing, I can't help but think that you've known this whole this whole time. But I'm wondering what made you want to call her out now, you know? That's my take. But let me know how everybody feels. Yeah, or blackmailed. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes. So, I mean, I'm not sure if you were blackmailed. I don't know your story, so I'm not going to accuse you of things, but all I know is that you would defend her. But this guy in chat makes a great point. I am wondering if possibly you were blackmailed and you were worried about your information being released, because Carissa has kind of hinted at stuff like, oh, well, if you don't relax, then I'm going to have to get into you. So I'm not sure if blackmailing plays a role in this. Let me go and read the chat room here. Heartbeats called you a shit face, Bathory. Dragonflies belongs in a padded room. Everyone does not support everything, but then she couldn't play the victim script. Yeah. Dragon Cries is trash. I'm not sure if I'm being too nice though. I don't want you guys to think that I'm giving them a pass. I'm not. And like I don't want to be the guy to act like I'm better than anybody else. I'm not. Aside from a few. But I gotta pull up your message here. Dude, it's such an interesting read. It's a really interesting read, and I really want to go over it. I probably have it on my phone here, then we can bring it up. But she was basically calling out Carissa on her behavior that everybody else has been calling her out on this whole time, while Dragonflies was playing her knight in shining armor, blocking anybody and everyone out of the chat. Who even merely mentioned it, Anyway, she knew and didn't say anything. Yeah. I don't understand why anybody would ever want to be Team Carissa. Because the people who are Team Carissa come from Vegan Patriots camp. And these are individuals who don't like Vegan Patriots. So they go to the next worst thing to attempt to hate bond. Because there's not too many people who actively recap Vegan. I think there's like 2 other people. So obviously the hate train's going to go and watch somebody. But they're literally supporting the next worst thing. And that's not me defending Vegan Patriot. I'm saying that they're both equal. Team Bacon Tits? Yeah, can we get some bacon in the chat? Okay, I'm gonna go find this Dragonflies note.
Also, she's the one who willingly gave that paperwork up to numerous parties. That's her fault that she didn't protect her paperwork. That's not my fault.
Yeah. Man. All right, Dragon Cries. Let's go find out what you've been talking about. If they're Jesus Christ, it looks so scary. I'm not sure if they got doxxed by Carissa, which caused them to turn on her. If she did, do not post that in my chat, please. We're good on that. Okay. I think I got the message right here. Wait, I actually saved it right before I went live. Let me get this, and we're going to go ahead and go over that. You look scary, man.
I draw the line where people are literally like, y'all are sitting in Zaya's chat while he's wishing pedo shit to happen on my child. Nothing that you can say right now is valid. Nothing. The night before last night, your boy was sitting there hoping and praying that pedophilic shit happens to my child, and you were all in the chat like, yeah, go Zaya. So I bite my tongue constantly. Constantly. If I really wanted to poke, I promise you couldn't handle me actually poking. You really couldn't. I just want to like paint this picture really quickly. I wasn't in any chats all week. I wasn't live all week.
Got
I
it.
wasn't
Okay. All right. So, shout out to. Okay, they probably don't want the name for screen capping this. I don't know. I didn't get this myself. I had to go back to a server and save it from somebody. Okay. Let's go and bring this up. This is a pretty long read. Not that long, actually. Okay. Actually, it's not even long at all. Why the fuck did I say that? Okay, open media link, please. Yes. All right, ladies and gents. This wasn't taken by me. All right. So I'm not. Let's go get into this. Whoa, Heartbeats. Like, okay, man. Like, Heartbeats. I don't know what you're on today. I know you guys have watched her for a long time, but do you remember her Jew phase after the Islam crap? Jesus Christ, man. And you are very passionate. Okay. Okay, so Dragonfly says, at Big T Famland, you are covering up the fact that you allow your child to be on YouTube and try to blame me for being a predator or a diddler for outing your parenting. It's against TUS to have a young child on a platform unsupervised, hidden under the guise of your in-laws. That's not protecting her, like I said in my first post to you. Call me old and a cunt all day, but a predator I am not. You're putting your child in the crosshairs where pedophiles love to linger. Just like Roblox and other games. Dumbass. You banned me from your group chat, so don't you dare blame me for your fucking leaks you type so freely. Okay, they don't know how to type here. This is pretty excruciating. So freely so you can lie and feel superior. It's been 2 months exactly since I left you. Not months and months. Try getting off the drugs. You are hyper-focused on diddler propaganda in Bible thumper quotes that aren't from the Bible. Okay. So there's no punctuation here. My take on this Dragonflies is that you were her moderator for a few years. Everything that you've mentioned so far is absolutely true. But the fact that you know about it now proves that you knew about it during that time. I don't think I can give you a pass just because you cut her off, man. I can't do it. Do I have to start up a poll? Wait, how do I start up a poll backstage? Okay, so let's go make up a poll here and answer truthfully if you want. Because I don't care. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna see it because you have an opposing opinion to me. Please be honest. Does Dragonflies get a pass? Yes or no? I can now do polls on StreamYards. It's pretty cool. Great. Do you guys see the poll backstage? Is it on there for you guys? Heartbeat says fuck no. Wait, is this only for backstage people? No, it is. Wait, what? All right, dude. Okay, give me a second here. Let me go ahead and get up the poll here. This is why would they have a poll backstage? I don't understand that. That's so fucking retarded. No one cares, so I guess she does. Okay, listen here, Deacon's batshit crazy brain. We don't know until we get the poll out. But you're right, nobody cares. Listen. Let's get the poll out first. All right, there's your poll, boys. Okay, so we have 7 votes here. So we have 8 no's and not a single yes. Okay. It's not looking good for Dragonflies. Dragonflies are basically the ultimate forgettable side character. You're right. I just look, man. I just knew of them as a moderator who would defend Carissa, and now they don't defend her anymore, apparently. But come on. Okay, so we have 1 yes. So the 8% say yes, and the 92% say no. Okay. I guess we're going to end the poll there. Wow. Well, what can you do?
All week. And because I was not bothering anybody all week, they had to go and infiltrate group chats and send out private messages from my group chat and discuss my raise or my lack thereof. Like, so please don't tell me that it's, oh, because you're online, you stream and it's your fault because you poke. I was not even around, wasn't in chats, nothing. And then you have weird motherfucking bitches like Dragon all up and through the YouTube streets.
How are they weird? Like, okay, they are weird by my standard and maybe my chat standard, possibly. I'm not going to speak for all of you, but it seems like the majority stand by that. But how can they be weird for you? Like I said, so she was your mod for a few years, and she was active in your group chats. I guess somebody went rogue. You know, they escaped the camp. I got along with Dragon for a little. I don't know. See, at least Freeside's honest. Now, Freeside, I could be like Katie and call you a demon, an asshole, a guy who shouldn't be trusted. I'm joking, dude. God, Katie's like, man, Katie needs to get over you, man. Sorry, like, I should be saying that. Like if she comes around now, maybe I can have her on stream, but she's had a pretty long week. I'm like, get over it. Get over it. I don't think it'll be wrong to strangle you right now, Freeside. Newsflash, that didn't happen. YouTube asked me if your live stream feels emotionally manipulative. Did? What? Illusion, shut up. No way. Is that true? Emotionally manipulative? Well,
On some weirdo shit. I mean, that's amazing for them. I wish them all the best. Like, good luck. I didn't go real life on anybody. So until I do go real life, you can't, like, no, I didn't go real life on anybody. I would be well within my rights to go real life on somebody, considering all the real life stuff that is continually happening to me. But y'all are not worth my morals.
it might It might be because Kaylee is pressed because her YouTube channels keep getting deleted. So she has to latch on to me now that she can't latch on to Katie or something. I don't know. Kaylee, I'm sorry that your channels have been getting deleted, and you have to move over to Rumble where nobody's gonna watch you, and that's not my fault. Weird. I minimized the screen. There was a question from YouTube under my video. Fuck, man. No.
Yes, she's fucking gross. I agree. I concur. I Oh, here it is. Can I like, oh, I can't like do everything that I want to do though. I have to like scroll through it all. Well, you said that you come into chats when people are going real life. I have a theory about a lot of these people that drink alcohol. I feel like not just alcohol, but substances. I'll tell you the truth about Trip. He doesn't record anything. He has a program that records everything. He just entered my name into the algorithm. He used to say it was weird how people were obsessed with me and watched my every move because I'm so boring. But the second that I didn't do something that he liked, he started recording me for those same people. It's like, it was only obsessive when they did it. But yeah, like,
Look. I would be pressed too if I got my ass handed to me in court, similar to Mark Senecal and many other people. I would. Would I go as far as to take out that anger on other people because my life is in shambles? No, because I think at some point I would have to take accountability and turn my fucked up life around to where I don't take it out on others and learn that my actions have consequences and maybe go seek out a career so I can stabilize a life with my family. And by the time I'm on my deathbed, I feel like I've given something to the world, at least something positive, or at least I've been trying to have been a positive life, light on my family, friends, surrounding peers. However, unfortunately, that's not the reality that we live in, and there are going to be people who were, regardless of being absolutely getting their ass handed to them in life in every aspect possible, will find a way to make it about other people. Similar to Carissa, right? So, like I said, go try to make a difference in your community, your peers around you, your family. Try to be a positive light instead of, for instance, moderating an Ethan Ralph's chat and living with your mom without paying any bills. Similar to Carissa. That's not the life that you should live. I think it's very depressing, and make a positive impact on other people around you. And that's it. You know, I think that's very solid advice. Yeah. Feel free to let me know where I'm wrong on that one, though. Feel free.
But I never got into my field to be a millionaire. I knew I wasn't going to make a ton of money. My goal is to get my master's so I could work for myself. That's it. That's my goal. My goal is so that I could work for myself. I want to help people on my own terms. But like, this is the thing that I don't understand. They'll sit there and they'll say how I need to get off the internet. I need to get off the internet. But then they'll start.
Oh, and also recognize your own hypocrisy. Also recognize your own hypocrisy when it comes to claiming that other people are hiding, despite yourself doing the same. And I think once you recognize your hypocrisy, you're less likely to embarrass yourself by, performing that kind of action. You know what I'm saying, dude? For instance, like that would be 3 to 4 people hiding, multiple people hiding, despite being in my chat room every time I go live and telling me, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? If I were to extend out the same question to you, will that warrant a negative response? Would you not like that? And would that be wrong? I would think that's only fair. Truthfully, I do. I think that's fair.
Stalk me when I'm not on the internet and talk about my private personal business that I'm literally talking about in private chats to try to like make me go live. It's weird. Discussing like my raise, like that was really the discussion. You're actually out here discussing me getting a raise at work. Must be a slow news day. But if I'm such a lolcow, right? If I'm such a lolcow, you would think you would have more to talk about than my alleged raise. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's pretty I'd rather be a lolcow than be a predator. So I'll gladly take on the role of a lolcow. Okay, I will gladly be a lolcow because at least I'm not a fucking predator. At least I don't use women and children to try to be a bully. At least I'm not a 40-something, 50-something-year-old man.
Unfortunately, that will be the reality, Carissa, for many people by the time that they reach their 40s. Unfortunately, they're not going to have anything to show for it. I do think the only, actually, I take that back. The only thing that they are going to have to show for it is their lengthy online harassment history and the fact that nobody would want to associate with them, personally, truthfully. And I think that's sad. What would be even sadder is, again, like once you reach your deathbed and there's nothing positive that you brought upon the world or your community, that's something that I wouldn't even want to wish upon anybody. That's like so sad and depressing. Like it genuinely scares me. It genuinely scares me. So that's a thought. That's a thought, Carissa.
Going at women and children on the internet. At least I'm a female picking on another female. I'm not a grown dude trying to intimidate women and children on the internet. So
yeah, they're doing these, like, and Carissa, there are plenty of people, as far as I've seen, that try to intimidate innocent women. Unfortunately, it didn't really seem to get too far. And that's the one thing that I will agree with Carissa on, is that if grown men attempting to intimidate women by going IRL, and expressing threats. Now, maybe if it would just stayed at the going live and making comments based off their own words and their own actions, that's acceptable. I think dogpiling, attacking, and harassing women who don't warrant that kind of response actually makes you look weak in every aspect. I think going from wine mom community to wine mom community because you've been exiled of every other community really proves how far people have fallen. And I don't know how they can go around expressing so much confidence, knowing that now it's literally I wouldn't even call it the fall from grace. And like whatever rock bottom was, it's not what we initially thought. And somehow it goes deeper. But like my honest thought is that like if you try going around intimidating, IRL harassing, making threats, such as Mark Seneca, who said that he wouldn't care if Katie died. I don't know what would have ever warranted that kind of response. I think that's very weak. I honestly believe that's very weak. It's not something that I would recommend anybody could defend. I wouldn't even call yourself a man. I really wouldn't even call yourself a man. I think that's just beyond pathetic, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, there are a lot of people who don't have to like the things Katie says, but if you're, again, a grown man, and unfortunately grown men like cinemas live with their mom and don't pay bills, and they probably don't contribute to the household, feel the need to spend their days instead of seeking gainful employment or seeking out a career that they could have to somewhat make a difference, support themselves, support others around them. They choose to put that energy into moderating for Ethan Ralph, or they put that energy into attacking women online. And I would say there's a difference between commentating on a woman and using their words against them and going IRL and attacking them. Some of the lowest forms of a life form, there's many. What would be included is dogpiling, harassing, going IRL on a woman. So I don't know. I don't think that's me. I don't think I harass innocent women, go IRL on them, attack their family, and not able to express my reason as to why. I don't have a lengthy criminal record. I'm not involved with people like cinemas like Ethan Ralph who are sickos. I don't leech off of family members, don't pay bills. I don't think that's me. I also don't think that was Katie. I also don't think that's the people who bring judgment down upon people like Mark Senecal and William. And truth be told, I like to be humble. I really do. Unfortunately, since May of 2024, the constant lies that were spread, which you haven't managed to get proof of any in almost 2 years, none of them appeared to be true. And often I've heard that you guys were degular guys, right? I would often hear that you guys were degular guys. But after looking into it, after hearing about it, there's nothing degular about you. Again, these are people that I would consider to be among the lowest life forms. The leeches, the scumbags, so I mean, like the people who don't believe in what they preach, and it doesn't get any more disgusting than that. Again, one of them's 43 and possibly lives off of assistance while attacking people online. And the other is 26. I believe William's 26. What are you doing with your life truthfully to know that you have a positive impact on other people around you? To know that when you pass, you're going somewhere heavenly, right? I don't think anybody would be able to live with themselves if they did the things that you did. And I feel like if they were smart enough that they would just have a constant feel of regret, just knowing that no matter what they did, no matter what they admitted, nothing and nobody will ever give them the feeling of being forgiven, the feeling of being liked, the feeling of being embraced. Anyway, that's my TED Talk. I feel very depressed even thinking about any of this. I feel incredibly depressed. Similar to how when I got doxxed in May of 2024, people are celebrating. They acted like the people who did it were the second coming of Christ. And I think now they realize that the same people around them that gave them a pat on the back for doing this, even though there was no justifiable cause to begin with, have even turned on them. Because nobody on the internet is your friend. You shouldn't call people on the internet your friends. Everybody's here for entertainment. Everybody's here for a laugh. If you think it's okay to get really cozy with people online and tell them your secrets, it's immediately going to implode on you. Truthfully.
I'll be all the things that you say that I am. It's like, it's so crazy to me because I was not even gonna, like, I had planned on just like staying off for a little while, like just, taking a little break, chilling, kicking it, right? But it's like, the second that I take more than 5 days off, it's like, oh, let's dig hardcore into her personal life. Like, Dragon, you're a miserable old cunt. That's what you are. I feel really badly for you that I hurt your feelings so badly that you have to go against your own morals to fit in on the internet. Mind you, you have Dragon out here making predatory fucking diddler fucking community posts about me too. She's making like real life diddler posts talking about my child's social media. That's pretty predatory, ma'am.
Actually, what's predatory is even allowing a child to have social media to begin with. And also the fact that it was even being shared out to your private Instagram group chats. Again, I don't think I've ever been around, just more disgusting people than I ever have just by being on the internet, by spectating Carissa, spectating others. And it's funny because the same predators that she tends to go on tangents about is in Gary's own home. And that would be Carissa. You shouldn't be sharing a child's social media. You shouldn't be promoting it to private Instagram group chats with people who you think are your close family and friends from the internet. Which is why my point still stands. But Carissa won't learn a lesson. She went from deleting her Instagram group chat because she was afraid of things being leaked to making another one. And who's to say that it's not going to happen again? There's just no self-awareness there. There's none. And like typically humble people don't go around claiming how humble they are, just like what we witnessed Carissa do earlier during the stream. I would recommend maybe not having private group chats in general, but I don't know. She never learns, and she went on this long tangent about not being a lol cow, which is typically something that lol cows do. If you weren't truly a lol cow, you wouldn't really be bothered by it and push it off. There's obviously some self-doubt lingering in there. So
it's pretty predatory. Yeah, she's just like she doesn't know how to treat people. She doesn't know how to treat people. She doesn't know how to talk to people. And then when you try to check her, she wants to act like the victim. I'm not playing that game. Like, she's been talking about me publicly for months because I took her wrench. And now she's talking about my kid too. Which, the thing that pisses me off is that I mentioned this a long ass time ago. Like, I'm not going to stifle my child's childhood because you people are a bunch of predators. Granted, I'm going to protect her the best that I can, but I'm also not going to stifle her childhood because y'all are weirdos.
So I don't think a childhood should solely rely on social media. The only reason why these supposed people who you claim have the social media page, the reason why they have it is because you sent it out. If anybody's stifling any childhood, it would be you. You make social media a daily part of the family's lives. Like we witnessed earlier when as soon as you walked in through the door, I think you were driving from work, I think, right? You walked right through the door, streaming, went right to your room, not a hello to anybody, right? I'm not even sure if there's a childhood there to stifle to begin with. Some people who just say it's as simple as logging off. When you have no friends, when you have no social interactions, and online, YouTube live streams are the only source of validation that you get from anybody, then I can see that being addicting. Like I said, she replaced one addiction with another, and somehow it ends up being just as harmful.
I'm a female. Okay, I'm a female. I have a vagina and titties. And it's constantly grown dudes with titties trying to pick fights with me. That was my point of me saying I'm a girl. Like, I am a girl. You know what's funny is why didn't the predator go down to Miami and stand outside Gamble's house? Oh, because he's a man. That's why. Because he's a man who can protect himself. That's why. Because I'm a girl that can't protect herself, and that's a man that can protect himself. That's why.
So typically women who can't defend themselves, or at least know that they can't, right? We're not saying every woman can't defend themselves, but this is a woman clearly who states that they can't defend themselves. Don't go online picking fights with grown men, or at least she claims mentally ill grown men who are willing to travel down to Gary's duplex. And at that point, you have to wonder to yourself, am I the victim in this situation if I'm goading grown men into coming down to a place that isn't even owned by me? And I'm subjecting my family to the harassment of others on the internet because I can't keep my mouth shut of lies. And it would be one thing if it was the truth, but it just seems to be victim blaming here. Like everybody else is a shield except for Carissa. Carissa will never put her own body out on the line. That's not her. It's always going to be somebody else. And I haven't seen an instance of a grown man actually pulling up. I would say aside from Zaya, but that was when you were in Boca, and you were telling Zaya that if he showed up in Boca, that he would be shot on sight, as if you were the mayor of Boca. You said that he would be shot on sight like a firing squad. They're going to take that as a challenge. So again, that's a situation where it's incredibly hard to feel bad for you. And it's even easier to feel bad for your family, considering the fact that you're constantly subjecting them to this garbage. You're 39. Chat, she's 39. 39.
Yes, I sound childish for pointing out the truth. It's childish to point out the literal truth. It's childish to.
Well, I think well, what I know is that truth requires receipts. Similar to my past situation, the quote unquote truth never had receipts provided with them, and it was just people wanting to seek a fight, wanting to put others in the meat grinder for their own sick enjoyment and dance, because unfortunately that's part of the internet that we're on. I don't think Carissa understands that yet, but I am wondering at some point when she will. I haven't seen her provide one receipt, surprisingly, for as long as I've been spectating her. I think the same thing goes for the chat. I have never seen her provide one receipt, ever. It's always somebody else is a pedophile, someone's trying to hurt my family. And yet when those same people throw up the receipts showing no, you're actively goading people into attacking you and your family, you're telling these grown men that you claim to be afraid of to come down, it proves that you're not so afraid at all. And I think, honestly, chat, I honestly think she's looking for a reason to take out her angers and frustration on somebody, because her life isn't the way that she wants it to be. Like I said, she claims to be really happy. This isn't a woman that radiates happiness, at least to me. This is a woman who radiates complete toxicity and negativity. She's clearly not happy with her life. If she was happy and content, she wouldn't need to feel the need to compete with others, because that's what she does.
Point out the fact that literal grown dudes are trying to victimize women and children. At the end of the day, I'm a woman with a child, and that is what this person is attacking, women and children.
Which it would be your responsibility not to attack grown men that you claim to be afraid of. It's one thing to speak your truth. It's one thing to stand up and say, okay, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. But you haven't provided any receipts. None. There's none there. So people will call you a liar. People will make fun of you. And therefore, there's nobody on your side. So it in a way, it kind of does appear to be a dog pile. But it's more of a dog pile of justification, because you can't provide your receipts on your attackers, your quote unquote doxers, these people that want to go real life on you. And I think proof is key, which is something that you can provide. And you would think that Carissa could easily provide that, since she claims to be a recapper, right? She's a recapper. It's what she does. Or she's a YouTube star. That's what she is. And recappers have a tendency of collecting receipts and then going live with them and refuting somebody's statement. Now, granted, some statements can't be refuted if they have no proof themselves. But when you go around calling somebody a diddler and you have no evidence, it doesn't really seem to help. I don't think that's what an adult should be doing. And the more that you call people diddlers or pedophiles, the more that the word starts to lose its meaning, which is something that's been getting thrown around all too loosely lately. And it's a very serious allegation. It's serious. It could be damaging. And it makes me question, these same people who hate pedophiles. It makes me question if their stance is even true. I would even ask Carissa the same thing if her stance was even true. If she hated pedophiles, that shouldn't even be a question. You should. That shouldn't even be a question. Then why are you throwing around these words so loosely? Why? She doesn't care. Like I said, she even admitted at some point when she reported a child's GoFundMe for cancer treatment, she said, and I quote, "I don't know why I did it. I think it was because I was put into a corner and I didn't know what to do." So this is her defense mechanism, chat. Her defense mechanism is going around calling people pedophiles. Her defense mechanism is hurting children. Not in the sense of which it would make her a pedophile. She's hurting children by reporting GoFundMes of a child who was suffering from cancer and didn't have a chance to live their life to the fullest and went on to mock about it. That's her hurting children, which is why I never want to hear her make that claim about somebody else again. You know, it's all documented for everybody else to see. And going back to my point from earlier concerning Dragonflies watched her do all this. I couldn't imagine standing by and watching somebody do all this and say nothing. Dragonflies had her chance for what, 3 years? How long? What, 4 since 2022, possibly? I think. So we're talking 3 to 4 years of this constant behavior pattern, and not once did Dragonflies call her out until the point where Dragonflies was kicked out of Carissa's chat room on Instagram. I don't think any sane adult should bystand and not say anything concerning children being abused. Which is why even that alone is kind of hard to forgive. Unless Dragonflies were to provide proof of blackmail. But then again, I mean, like, she would have to prove that she was being blackmailed to stay. You know, like this whole situation is very disgusting, in my opinion.
As a grown male, that's weird and gross. Yeah, I don't know how to handle predators. You're right. I don't know how to handle predators. You got me there. I don't know how to deal with a child predator. Maybe you know a little bit more than I do. Maybe you have experience, but I don't. That's okay. I'll be a hypocrite. I'll be a hypocrite. I'll be a loser. I'm still not a predator, and I'm okay with that. I'll be all the things. As long as I'm not a predator, I'm okay.
That's also hard to say, too. I remember you going on tangents about somebody making a comment about a child, which is not warranted. Nobody should do that. And that's something that I will always agree with you on 100%, that nobody whatsoever, period, should even be making disgusting comments about children. None. And there's no possible way that could ever be defended, even if somebody doesn't like you. However, I can't think but look back on when you and Trisha were having your beefs. You know, when you two would go live and go at each other over parenting, mind you. You would make comments about her child, and then Trisha would make comments about yours. And somehow, I don't know how this happened. You two managed to find common ground because both communities were pummeling you for being these terrible moms. So I think you said to yourself, okay, since nobody seems to like us, nobody thinks we're good moms, let's go and just band together and put our beefs aside. The comments that we've all heard you make about Trisha's child would kind of be no different than the ones that people, and by people, I don't know who, we're going based off your claims, would be possibly nothing even so different than what you made about Trisha's. I think it's all about, treat others as the way that you would want to be treated, which goes as far back as grade school. That's where you learn that, by the way. Carissa's stunted, though. If you don't talk shit about somebody's child, you should never do that. It's gross. Then then don't expect that to happen to yours. If somebody does, if somebody talks crap about your child, try to not make the same comments on theirs. If you truly care about children, considering the fact that you are a mom, you should care. And so that way you can set a good example and prove that you don't tolerate that, and so people can agree with you. You can't condemn one thing and then claim it's okay for you to do it. It's not right. But with her, it's always been about attacking people's parenting, attacking people's children, and she's never going to learn, ever. And this has been the cycle. And I don't know where she's going to be a few years from now. It appears to me that she's gotten a job, but she still has to rely off of Gary. Because she has poor spending habits. We're talking, look, first and foremost, look at the junk in the background. Look at all those plushies you have in the background. I remember her background being littered with Amazon shipping packages. Because she has a poor spending habit because she doesn't pay bills. She doesn't understand that sense of responsibility ever. So she would rather have a poor spending habit than having stability. And really propping herself up to be able to support herself. I think she's incapable of doing that, and it's instead of doing that, she decides to blame the internet. It's what she does. All right, it's the internet's fault why she's in the situation that she's in. Although at the same time, she claims that she's very content with her situation. She's just confusing,
Giant shrimp. That's the part that I'm scared about. That's the only part that I'm scared about. Because as everybody knows, I'm a felon. I don't have access to a firearm. I don't think that I could get beat up considering I'm taller than him. But I am petrified because I'm not bulletproof.
Okay, so this is her replying. We're going to go ahead and go over what she just said here. She said she's not terrified of him because he's shorter than she is, apparently. But she's terrified because she's not bulletproof, implying that Zaya would shoot her. As if anybody's willing to lose their life to lose their life by being put behind bars because they wanted to harm you is delusional. She's always had this fantasy of somebody shooting her and making a big deal about it, as if her getting shot will gratify absolutely everything that she said about anybody on the internet. At one point she was like, if I were to get shot, if I were to get killed, I will be reunited with my God. That's crazy talk. That's insane. Anyway, it's 9 p.m., dude. I can barely keep my eyes open. I've been up since 3. I'm gonna get out of here. I had a great time with all of you. I haven't even seen the chat, dude. That's how tired I am. I've been on the Rumble screen this whole time. Let's see. I need to get some sleep, dudes. We need to get some rest. Here, let me go back over to the StreamYard. I just said StreamYard. Let me go back to the StreamYard. All right, chat. Okay, I'm gonna grant you guys a good night. You had a great time with all of you. All right. Okay, now I see the comments here. Hope all the mothers had a great Mother's Day. Hope everybody had a great day. But I need to go get some sleep, dudes. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I really do. It's always a joy seeing you guys in chat, okay? All right. Peace out, dudes. Peace.